on the street in St. Peter, and we turned it into a little cart.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
kids, we can do like embossing. It's like printing, but then we won't have to use ink, and then they'll use crayons. Those are called provisional presses, and I used these at our children's camp this summer. So we did Lego printing. So I had everybody give me their own Lego stuff. And this is a regular press. You can print a card that says thanks. It's upside down and backwards. So these are presses that kids can use, and this is our. And it's a mess. I'm sorry, but that's what happens.
Yeah, I've never been down there.
It's really cool. It's amazing. Wow.
For us. And so I have a bookbinder who's helping us, and she's working on, we need to use these to hold down. When you're making books, you have to
Weights.
glue things, and you have to do this. These are all for, they look like this. So when you know how leather-bound books have all this ornamentation?
Embossing,
Yeah.
embossing.
It's gold leaf.
Oh, wow.
So I need to do that. These don't take very long. This is a drawer full of gold leaf. So you actually, yeah. So this was part of the donation, and you heat this up. You use brass, and that's why these are all brass. And you would put this on the edges of a book.
Beautiful.
So we're going to be able to
Beautiful.
literally restore old books. This is book binding. This is the guy from the Mankato Free Press who saved all this. And
Ollie?
it's from Ollie, and he worked there, and he gave this to a guy named Tom Hagen in Mankato. And all of this, like this huge book press, was from
Amazing.
him.
Wow.
This is called a spine backing press. This press, you know how old books have a curved back?
Yeah.
You open this up and you actually pound this to get the right curvature, and then you glue the binding on.
Amazing.
So this is called, we have two of those.
That's
We have all kinds of,
tremendous.
this is all brass type because you have to heat it up, and you need brass to do leather. So all this stuff is from 1870.
That's amazing.
And this is a piece of marble, so you need something really flat to do this kind of work. And let's see what else. So here's some part of the donation. This is leather. So we're going to be able to
Wow.
bind books.
Books,
So we
yeah.
have this woman, her name's Karen, and she's got an art she has a conservator's background where she's worked at the Art Institute of Chicago and conserved books. So she's going to, some of this is a little old and needs to be cleaned up, and some of it, you actually take it outside because it gets mold growing on it, and you freeze it. So she's going to work on making sure all this is good, and the paper behind you is all part of a donation. And what we'll be able to make here and do are things like this, just so you get a picture of it. So this is an old book that was my grandfather's that's falling apart.
Yeah.
And these are called signatures, where the papers are sewn together. So
Okay.
we'll be teaching classes. Say I wanted to fix my grandfather's book, and it's got gold leaf. I'll be able to do this.
Amazing.
This is a Japanese, we're gonna have a class in a Japanese bound book, and this is how the Japanese would hand bind a book.
Oh,
That's
wow.
another kind of book.
remember that.
The person who's, she's got something down here. We've got a lot of things we can do here. This
Photo
kind of
albums.
book, so for scrapbooking or
Yeah. Okay.
photographs. This kind of bound book. I took a class at Minnesota Center for Book Arts, and I made a book about 2/3 the size of this in one day. So you sew the signatures of paper together, and then you learn how to bind the back, glue it, all the different pieces of a book. Karen, our bookbinder, was working on just using some of the paper we got to show you kind of that would be the cover of a book.
That's a real skill.
Yeah, well,
That's
anyway, I
amazing.
mean, we're going to be able to do things here that there's nowhere else in the state of Minnesota you could do except for Minnesota Center for Book Arts. So it's a little bit of a mess right now because we literally acquired all of this and had to make room for it. So we're working on, kind of getting it straightened out. I'll show you the other room though, because there's what's going on here you won't even understand, but we have come on in here. This is pretty cool too. That's the small room.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I like the Beatles on the wall there. That's so cool.
Come on in. So we have a lot of different presses here, and some of you have been here before, but there's probably I think we own 15 presses. We really can't take any
You have
more.
really expanded.
We have.
since I
So
was
we
here
have an
last
old
time.
press
Oh, my
from,
goodness.
the free press. We have 3 Vandercooks. We've got 2 C&P pilots, which make, I don't have the cards out, but cards like this. We had a card making class. Oh, in fact, Pam upstairs needs this. You hand letterpress your cards, and these are the small machines. There's one in the back. There's 2 of them. This is the book that I created at the Minnesota Center for Book Arts.
Nice,
That's
good
the kind of thing we'll
job.
be able to do here. You
Wow.
can make little journals, like this is
I
more
love
of a
journals.
paper journal. You could print on these journals, the paper, you could print the paper first and then make the journal. This over here looks like a mess, but it's really not. What we're doing is we have a vending machine that's going to vend little tiny prints, and we're going to take it out on the road. And so I have a girl from New Ulm High School who's an intern right now, and she's been creating. This is her design. It's a 2-color print. It's a mouse. And
Very
then there's
cute.
a frog.
Very
And then we
nice.
had somebody else do, another artist friend of ours did, we're gonna cut them down so they're the right size, but they'll actually vend out of this machine like a sticker.
Cute.
And there's a woman out east who's doing this for $1. You put 4 quarters in, I bought the machine.
That's excellent.
So we're gonna have, and I've got different artists working on, like here's little Holly, I'm not gonna get that done by Christmas.
Next Christmas.
Here's Eat Local and a green,
Nice. Eat local.
So basically, you're going to be able to, for a kid or something, put $1 in this machine and walk away with a little tiny print. So this is our art event. These are backs of cards that we're going to, for our next class, use that paper. So I'm printing the Cellar Press backs. We've got wood type and metal type. This is our new wood type.
Wow.
It's actually kind of a German-like
Yes,
design.
look at that. So
And
stamping
that would
them.
be, a lot of these posters are wood-type posters. So we're gonna, and I have capital and small letters, which I don't have anything else like that. This is a book shear, a board shear. So this book board that created that blue book you saw, you cut you cut board on that. So it's a very scary thing. to
Yes,
cut the
it
board
is.
on.
It is. Yes, it's a
But
paper
anyway,
cutter.
that was part of the donation from Tom.
Nice.
from Mankato. And so we had to refurbish it and oil it.
It even has a lock on it,
Yeah,
huh?
we locked it. Yeah, we're not quite done. Larry Mack is helping me get that working. But
Nice.
anyway, so we've got everything from wood type, metal type, little letterpress stuff we're doing with printing, and then we're doing all the book. We're going to be starting, we have 3 bookbinding classes between February and May.
Well, I'm gonna take one. I got to, yeah, because
You
I got
should take 'em,
poems that
yeah.
I'd like to publish.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
self-publish some poetry and stuff.
Yeah,
That
well,
would
you
be
can, Yeah, you
awesome.
can set type, you do poetry. We've had people who've said they want to do little pages with just some words on them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we've got, like I said, probably more than 15 presses. It's kind of
Excellent.
crazy.
I just can't believe this. I mean,
Well,
how
it
many
started
people
out
have
just with, you were here when we first opened. That was 5 years ago.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
my mother who
Oh, no
was
wonder.
here. Actually, this is my mom. She was here last 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago when we opened. And this was kind of dedicated to her because she gave us the first donation for the air purifying system because when you use a lot of ink, you have to have that.
Oh, wow, I
And then
didn't know
she gave us
that.
some money for the Vandercook, and she passed away less than a year later. But she would just love that we're doing book arts down here, and we really
Nice.
are. Like I said, it's kind of a mess because we're in process, but we're. The intern was here this week. We had a class last week with the cards. We got all this donation of paper and all this stuff we're trying to figure out. And we have a possible, we have a place we're going to store it once we get it all.
That's
cleaned up.
excellent. That saves a heck of a lot. And you, wow, what a
This is what I've been doing
wonderful
for 5 years.
thing.
For 3 years, since I retired, I've spent at least.
Yeah, you're
well,
so
I spent at
retired.
least 20 hours a week down here.
Yeah.
Really, I wondered about this.
That's
Like,
what you
how
wondered
do you
what I
do
was
this?
doing, except when I went to Tucson. I didn't.
Yeah.
So when I travel, I don't come down here, but otherwise, this is what I do. And we just got a grant from the State Arts Board yesterday for $32,000 that'll allow me to hire somebody, because it's a lot of work, you know.
And
there's
then
a
just
lot to
branching
do.
into education, all the colleges and universities, just the
Well,
whole
and the,
provenance of bookbinding and books and
the
ephemera.
local high schools, we had 18 kids from Cathedral come in the last month. and we have them make little cards, and so kids can do a lot down here. The book thing is really accessible for youth. I mean, a lot of those pamphlet style books or that Japanese binding, or they can make a gift.
And
for
journaling
somebody.
is so
Journals,
popular.
yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
So that's what, so I'm hoping,
Diaries too.
hoping people take classes to make these kinds of things.
Oh, definitely. And all the universities, yeah. People in English language, I mean, and literature.
I never have because it never worked into my schedule. But
But maybe now.
I don't have an excuse now. I retired.
Yeah, you know, so-
Let me know, Joan. I'll do it with you.
Pam, who's behind the bar, was our board chair. She was one of the first people. My husband made this one. This was Caitlin, another artist who's gonna. We have 6 resident artists coming to live in the building this year.
Oh my
Coming in
goodness.
January.
That's lovely. Wow, what an opportunity.
Michelle Kaisersat, you might know her from St. Peter. She's an artist. She did that one. So we sell these in our gift shop. too.
Wonderful.
But these are kind of, some of them are in good shape and some are.
That's a pretty.
And our resident artist, the young girl, that was, I said, well, I probably can't sell that. I'm sorry. It's cute, but, and she did another one over here.
Might be hard to-
This one over here.
Well, everyone has their own expression, I guess.
Did this little cat one.
Oh,
This
okay.
one. This is from, her name's Pearl.
Okay.
Pearl Kowalski.
Okay, that's interesting. That's you. Mine, Wanda Gaga kind
Carved
of.
this
Yeah, that's
ink thing.
an ink into a
Those
kitty.
are her, and then we're drying. Oh, this is from Caitlin. These are, when I cut this will be in our machine. It'll get cut, so
Oh,
it fits.
how neat.
But that was a 2-color print.
See, I wrote a song called "Oh Bright and Early Rooster," and that would be perfect image for that.
Well, we've got
That's-
some of those drying. We're gonna work on them some more. I'm just figuring out how I'm gonna do this and print, because the woman who does it out east does 100 of them. She does an edition of 100. Everybody signs theirs, and she puts them in the machine. And in New York, where Kate lives, you go buy it for $1, but they only let you take 2. It's so popular. So she had to bring her boyfriend to buy 2 more. Her boyfriend's mom had to buy 2 more. So she got 6 little tiny prints. They're real cute. Because it's so, it really caught on. So maybe the coffee shop here will want it. We'll have it there, or we'll take it to the farmer's market.
And online, sales online
This is a
too.
new bunch of
Print.
type.
Type.
that I got. So I didn't have a lot of large types, so I needed some bigger types. So we got a lot of new. This is from a guy in St. Peter.
That's
And
cool.
this is, I think, this is metal type, not brass.
That's
So
amazing.
we make, we make cards. This was from the kids from Cathedral. We had them do that. And this was a guy who was on our board at one time.
Beautiful.
Some of these. So we're gonna sell more upstairs. Yeah, but people take classes and they take them home and send them out, and it's nice to do something yourself.
So do you have certain days when you come here to do things like
Well,
that?
right now I'm here a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm here. Eventually we'll have something. I won't be here at all in March.
And then you can hook up with advertising agencies, and they'll give you a lot of money to
Yeah.
make things, posters and
Oh,
such.
Mark did those. Mark Hoffman was right there.
Oh, he did the Beatles?
Mark the Beatles. the
That
White
is
Album.
tremendous.
No,
Mark, you're so talented. Good for you.
we sell a set of Beatles prints, and Gary Eichten from Minnesota Public Radio?
Yes.
Well, he has connections to New Ulm, and he bought a set and he framed them in his new condo up in Minneapolis.
Nice.
Of those?
Yes, aren't those
These
gorgeous?
are marks that he did in high
Nice.
school. And our printer, Andy, printed them with me. I helped him. But
Mark,
I
wow.
wouldn't
My
go
friend
look at
Coleman
that.
is an illustrator. He's quite an
Oh, cool.
artist. So I have to show him.
Yeah.
I
That
used to be able
is-
to draw. Yeah.
You? Oh, you
I
are.
have sets of those for sale.
Okay.
He donated these for us to print,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've been able to sell them. So we've made,
I'm glad you're
quite
able
a
to
few
connect.
$100s.
I'm glad you're able to use them.
Yeah, and
Because they
Gary
sat in a
Eichten
box
loved-
for 30-some years.
Yeah.
So.
So Mark did
Amazing.
these in high school,
Good
and we printed
job,
them on
Mark.
this Vandercook.
You did
Isn't
that. That's amazing.
that cool?
Yeah,
Who knew?
But there's a lot of other really good art down here too.
It's a really cool setup you have.
Yeah, well, usually, there's a commercial artist from St. Paul who came down here a month or two ago and took a class because he said, he drove through New Ulm, took a tour, and he was like, oh my gosh. And then it was so much cheaper to take a class here than.
Oh, I
it's
could
just
imagine.
Like 5 times the cost, because we can't charge what they charge. And that we don't have the facility they have either. But in any case, he drives down here now from St. Paul to take classes, so. we should come down.
Oh, is that
Yeah, because it's pretty cool.
Very nice.
So if you're interested, watch for, it's really fun. We have only 5 or 6 people in a class. You can't have more because if you're gonna print something and do something.
Traffic.
It's a small group.
Yeah.
But different people are trying it that never did. You don't have to have any experience to do this stuff.
And that would be my motto for sure.
Maggie set that type. Maggie Schwab set that
That's my
type.
story. I remember trying to separate some of that type. It was tough, man. You have to have an eye for detail. I have no eye for detail.
Cool. Who did this?
Somebody did that. My dad was a chemical engineer, and
Oh, cool.
my dad. That's supposedly my dad. Amazing
Cool.
professor. He
He
was.
looks like Peter Lorre there.
He was. Actually, it's in here. I didn't know what
Peter
to do
Wagner.
with it, but
Peter Lorre. Remember Maltese Falcon and
Sure.
yeah.
it was.
Rick.
Wow.
That is it.
Oh, that was
Wow.
Casablanca.
They
Yeah.
cast this though. This is
Wow.
not like
Sure.
somebody carved something and then they had it made into a casting. But that's my crazy cousin, who was a scientist, a math
You're a
professor.
chip off the old block.
I'm not a scientist.
She's definitely not.
Well, it looks like
I'm
science to me.
definitely not a scientist.
Printing is a
My
science.
dad was really mechanical, and what I got from him is I actually can fix some of these machines. I did learn a lot about tools.
That's tremendous. That's just amazing.
But anyway, isn't
Wow.
that cool, the book thing?
Yeah.
We're
Wow.
trying to get it covered in the free press and on, but I think this is just gonna be, and we're gonna have, when we have a class or something, people will be doing some of it over there. We have to buy like a higher top thing. Because
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of what you do is standing up.
Right.
And this
Right.
is just not
A
gonna
little
work,
low.
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But our
That's
bookbinder
really
is
starting
really
something
excited.
big.
She was here for, this is the area that we could, look at all that leather. That leather alone is like, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. So we're hoping that people in New Ulm might bring their old book like this, like my grandfather's. So my grandfather, before he met my grandmother, he was going to be a priest, so he signed everything Reverend Frank Souffle. Met my grandmother, and that was all over.
No longer a man of the cloth.
No, but I do want to store this. This is.
I don't know why they call it man of the cloth.
Yeah, why do they?
I know.
But there's another page that he had something else in here. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I do want to fix this, and there's other people who've said in New Ulm especially that they have something, like some book.
Oh,
that
Bibles and
Well, like
things.
this,
Yeah.
you could imprint with the letters I have. They're all brass in there. You heat them up, and the heaters. There's a machine in the back that I didn't show you, our back area, but you have to heat the brass, and then you almost like brand it with the gold. Yeah. So Karen, our bookbinder, is going to be able to eventually teach this. We're going to start with simple books, like people coming to get interested in making a simple book. But,
And your little aprons, you wear those to protect from the
we
ink?
do. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us
Yeah,
come down.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Some woman showed up this week and dropped this off, and I don't even know what it is, but
Oh, ink and
well, it's a bunch of people think, so we have to go figure it out. But like,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's-
don't know, some of it.
I
but,
did
you
that.
know,
a
they're
hammer for
carving
leather
tools
work, or
and-
yeah. hmm
Yeah, those are some of the ones the young woman did. So she did one color and the other, and she's good enough to know that's the other part of the frog over there. So this is and then I love the orange.
It's really nice.
So you won't know when you go. You'll just get randomly. There'll be 12 different prints in there, and you'll put your dollar in. You'll get one. You go, but I want that other one. So you put another dollar in.
There you go, surprise bag.
And the most popular one that this woman makes is, I should show it to you. It's an olive. It's a little tiny olive.
Oh,
And she frames them and sells them for $18.
wow,
on a
people
really
pay.
cheap, horrible little frame that you. But let me see if I can find. Oops, I just called my daughter and I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna find these prints that, I mean, ours aren't gonna be exactly the same, but
cute.
You certainly have a lot of things.
I'll find. Oh, here. The most popular one that this one makes is an olive.
Oh my
But you can make a little tomato, a little stuff. So I have a silverware.
Jim loves martinis, so 3 of them will make his day.
Well, you want to see? Yeah, they're just little tiny. but
So
look, they're-
cute, tomato,
Look
yeah.
at that.
I
That
like-
one is her
Yeah.
most popular selling
Yeah.
one. So people, my daughter's already gotten 2 olives. She said she'll give me one.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
funny, but this is her her boyfriend's mom from Italy.
Okay.
Getting one. This
Oh,
the
there it
third
is,
time.
yeah.
And watch, you said martini glass.
Yeah, he loves martinis. Oh, there it is with the olive.
That's her martini glass.
And
Yeah.
it looks so easy.
Yeah. Well, ours aren't quite. I mean, we don't have. This woman, it's what she does. She makes a living actually selling these prints. So,
That's lovely.
but this, I saw it online. I said we got to do this, and one of our board members thought it was cool. So now I'm trying to. I need like as many artists as I can get, so I get a variety.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I think some will
it's
be
fun.
farmers market oriented like that one.
That's a good
you know.
one.